Let's go. 10-2 stop.
Hey, that's good. Check three.
Hey, exit. Go.
You got motion man. You got motion man right there.
On first down, Locke. Well, he's going to take a shot right away. He's got a man complete. And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. A big play there with touchdown number 7 on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Let's go.
They run it for the first time with Tony Pollard. Breaks the tackle, now Allen. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta.
You can script and diagram plays all you want, but no one really envisions something like that happening this early in the game. How about that run to get things started? Didn't he win NFC Player of the Week last week?
Yeah, he was on fire a week ago, and what a start to this one.
Yeah, no sign of him cooling down at all.
A run for Pollard. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
I'm here all day. Switch. SOS.
On second down, it's Pollard. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
It's 3rd down and 6.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end.
From the gun, Freeman. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
And they should. That's exactly what you should do. I have not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things off.
Yeah, I don't need it as much.
No, they want it more and more. They're going to be ready to go because they think that's going to happen naturally now.
On second down, Pollard. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll try and run for the first time with Freeman. He'll get it to the 23-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Someone's looking fresh, and this O-line is definitely licking their chops. Everyone likes to run block. If you're an offensive lineman, nice early burst, nice gain too.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. There he goes, right side. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. 23 yards for the touchdown as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Extra point right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one-play drive's exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was fairly easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. On 2nd and 7, Locke. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. He probably feels like he cannot get a break. He was sacked 7 times last week. And here we go again in the first quarter.
And we always talk about the internal clock of a quarterback in the pocket and how he has to have a real keen sense of it in order to get rid of the football. After being sacked 7 times last week, that clock has been sped up.
Throwing his Lock on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. So the punt rolls out of bounds, and they'll have pretty good field position here up near the 40-yard line.
At their own 36-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Give them 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now Pollard. And it's still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Ready? Spin right. Spin deep. Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys. Chomp them. Chomp them. Kill, kill, kill. Kill, kill. Check 9, check 9.
Trying to run forward with Pollard. Accelerating, and off he goes. Touchdown, Falcons. Tony Pollard, his 25th touchdown, tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Falcons have taken the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
First down and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what...
And that's caught inside the 35. And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. A big play there with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're working really well.
A run there on first down going nowhere as he stopped right at the 25. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Pretty entertaining start. 14-all the score on EA Sports.
14-14.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Watch the twist, watch the twist.
They'll run with Pollard, and he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
On 3rd down, Freeman. This one complete into the hands of Higgins. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. They'll run on first down. Pollard, and an alley to run. And he's able to get this way down deep into enemy territory. A big-time play there for the Falcons. 49 yards.
First down. 1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Tony Pollard, his 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And the Falcons push further out in front. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 21-14. This one taken from the 7. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
At their own 32-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
Lock now on first down. Got his man there. It's Wallace complete. And he will take it in for the touchdown. A big play there. On his way to a monster game, 3 first-half touchdowns. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Point after, right down the middle. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 28-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's Pollard. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
The Falcons on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This time it's 3rd and 3. On 3rd down, it's Pollard. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
Switch gears, switch gears. Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist. Twist, twist. Tighten up, tighten up.
They'll run left with Pollard. Again, he finds an opening. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Tony Pollard with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year as his guys are able to regain the lead. Extra point splits the uprights. Time for our first check of the NFL scoreboard. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
First down,
Here we go.
10 at their own 30-yard line.
Okay, ready?
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
At the 30-yard line.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Now a give, right side. Dobbins. And some space here. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one covers 29 yards. First down. On 1st and 10, here's Locke. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll try the left side. Dobbins able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. To throw on 3rd down. Lock. He's able to find Wallace. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
So a good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the 3.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. We have been treated to great offense on both sides. The defense is on the other end of the spectrum. They're just searching for answers right now, aren't they?
And for most defenses, it's a very uncomfortable and in a lot of ways unfamiliar spot because points are going to be scored. But the way we're seeing them today, it's almost like there's no resistance. They've got to figure out how to slow these offenses down. Maybe someone on either side can make a big play and start to wreck and disrupt the timing that we're seeing.
As we get closer to halftime here. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he'll take this down to the 40-yard line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. It'll be a handoff to Pollard. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Let's go, defense. Here we go.
On second down now, Pollard. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. On third down, Pollard. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. So they'll say no to the 50-yard field goal try. Instead, the offense out there, they're going for it. On fourth down, Freeman. And my goodness, this is incomplete. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And as a result, possession switches hands.
Is a turnover on downs.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Inside of a minute left in the half, does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do or, I guess, don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more?
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they will bottle him up behind the line, and now will they use a timeout? He'll lose a couple on what should be the final play of the first half. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
On third down, Pollard. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll try the left side. Pollard. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
So don't say nothing.
Off play action. Freeman. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. That one goes for 24 yards.
Let's go, dude. Tighten up. Let's go, dude. Tighten up.
On the draw, it's Pollard. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive could take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
All day, dude. All day, all day. All day.
Going to run again here with Pollard. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7.
Watch out, watch out.
Now a give here to Pollard. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to about the 19. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they will just roam and hit.
Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
On third down, Dobbins. And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. They were ahead of schedule after the gain of 7 on first down, but the defense does not budge on second and third. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now, but let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. Here's Pollard again. And an alley to run. Tony Pollard with his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the second most in a single year. And the Falcons push further out in front. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now up to 14. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
They'll take over 1st down and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
218, chop it.
On second down, Dobbins. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
Head over. Hey, Alpha.
Yo, 91 is the mark. Rip right. Check 91. 91 is the mark.
From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down.
On the
All
ready.
right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Lock to throw for it on 4th. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. A big-time sack there on 4th down. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone.
Banjo.
On 1st down, Pollard. He will push his way down to about the 14. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Mike's 50. I want that. Give me that.
They'll keep it on the ground. Pollard. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
On 3rd down, Pollard. And he'll only get this to the 14 as he'll come up well short of the 1st down. Now here's a timeout coming on the defensive side of the ball. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And his kick is indeed good. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
Let's go.
At their own 31-yard line.
Let's go now.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. Good job by the under pressure, and they got to him again.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Block now to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
A bit of an opening there on the 1st down run as they get this forward for about 6 yards. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets them to 2nd and 4.
Set a tone, fellas. Set a tone. Rush in.
They'll keep it on the ground. Pollard. Touchdown, Falcons!